they're selling.
Go ahead.
Build a listing for it.
Yes, that's what I was thinking.
Build a
Freebie
listing. That is exactly what Andy's creation did. I suggested that she build a listing for every one of the artist pictures that she's carrying in her booth, and that listing gave details about that particular artist and about the way that it was manufactured, so she didn't have something this long.
Yeah.
Then she linked to that in her booth. Then it's searchable by the internet because you have that grade of, you can do the same thing with your grading.
Yeah.
And that way it's front and center, and if you use the custom sort order, you can always have that on your booth homepage at the top. So it's very easy for your buyers to find it, not only from link and from the booth homepage.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay,
Hannah,
thank
Having
you.
all that linked back to the page, you're having a category page.
You build a
You're
listing.
building it and then, okay.
And if you don't want that fed in your Google file, just get a hold of me and I can tell you how to do that.
Yeah, because I've got several things like that, so thank you.
I know how to.
Johanna,
Sure.
Johanna was next.
Do bullets make sense? Bullets is a.
Bullets, do bullets make sense?
Yes.
Yes,
Good.
yes.
Let me tell y'all something about writing, over the years of me writing ads for listings. Your paragraph should be no more than 3 sentences long. Every listing should have 3 or 4 bullet points because people read in different ways. Some people never look at your paragraph, they just want the bullet points. So if you implement both of those into your listing, it will be better, and you should put the bullet points either after the first or the second paragraph.
The lady in the brown shirt there, you had your hand up earlier and then I lost you.
Second paragraph?
Why don't you go next, okay? After her.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry I missed you earlier, but go ahead.
Oh, that's okay. No, I just, and I don't know if anyone knows the answer to this. This is something that came up for me, and I don't know, when in order to do buy wholesale, then you have to have a tax ID number. But then like when you sell either in booths, like at a physical place, but in booths, and so someone else is collecting your taxes for you anyhow, and or if you sell online and you don't have to collect taxes, but then they're constantly wanting you to file your taxes. Is anyone else having problems with this? And then what do I do? Just go ahead and file it quarterly and put 0 all the time, or what?
Well, so if you're selling some things
Anybody want to, Elizabeth, want to talk about
brick
it?
and mortar in a booth,
But they collect my taxes for me. I don't have to pay any taxes.
they're filing the form?
Right, because
It's not under your name and they're filing the forms?
No, they're filing the forms under their name. Even though I've got a booth and everything else, they pay through the main cash register and they collect the taxes, and then I just get paid.
So it's a consignment?
Yeah, like a
Basically,
consignment.
In Missouri, do it. I didn't have a consignment.
No, I mean, if you're collecting tax, you pay
So
the
they're,
tax.
yeah, you send her pay your taxes.
Right, I know they want to, but I have no taxes to claim.
Just put 0, then you have to do it.
If
you've
you
got a
sell
tax,
in the state of Missouri through the internet,
yeah,
you need to
she has to do it.
collect Missouri tax.
Okay.
You need a sales ID for Missouri.
EIS, yeah.
Taxes for the state of Missouri and pay it. And if you don't have much, you can do it once a year.
Okay.
So you were next? Go ahead.
Yes, it's about photographs, images, and I think it was Tom mentioned that you don't want to, you can lose those photographs if they're not on I may be getting this wrong. You want your photographs to be available all the time so your listing doesn't lose them. I don't use any hosting site except for Bonanzle. I'll create a dummy listing, load pictures up, grab the link, and put them into this dummy item, and then when I need them, I don't post.
In order to get pictures into your listing, if you do a single listing, the photograph has to be loaded on your local hard drive.
Yes.
You are going to upload it from your local
I
hard drive.
upload them, they get into my
Right.
pictures.
If you want to put them into a listing through a CSV file upload, they have to be hosted somewhere else, but then the image is copied to our servers. So at that point, it doesn't have to be hosted anymore, right? If, however, it's embedded in the description
Mm-hmm.
from a hosted website. Your photos are hosted somewhere. Once, if it's in there, that link has to remain active. So if you delete it off of Photo Bucket or wherever the picture is stored,
Mm-hmm.
it will disappear out of the description area of your listing.
Okay, what I've been doing is uploading them so they're in my pictures. And I copy the link location of the picture. Will that persist? I mean, is it
Well,
gonna
if you're-
leave, is it gonna go away from my
Amazon said
If
picture?
you're going into your pictures,
Yeah.
your pictures folder, they are on your local hard drive. There is no link at that point.
I think she means your
No,
Bonanzle
once I
pictures,
save the
right?
dummy item, there is a link,
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right.
Bonanzle.
Okay.
After the CSV import is completed, as Tom was saying, it will copy all the pictures into the new item you created, and so
Right.
even if you got rid of the dummy item, the pictures would still be in your new item.
right, right. So isn't that a way to,
That
you
is
know,
a way
make,
to do it.
to ensure that your pictures don't go
I'm not
away?
necessarily sure that would be the easiest way because there's services that are set up to make it, they're
Mhm.
designed to do that, but that certainly is one viable way you could do it.
Well, the one advantage of using a photo bucket or
Mhm.
is that they have sometimes editing features. You can edit the photo, you can zoom it, change the resolution, some
I do
allow you
that
to adjust the
beforehand.
color, etc. before
Yeah.
you use the link
Yeah,
somewhere.
no, I edit my photos beforehand, so by
Okay.
the time I upload them, all I have to do is crop or rotate it.
Sure.
But it just seemed to work, and,
Yeah,
so the pictures would not disappear from my pictures.
sure.
How long do you guys store pictures in your service
Yeah.
and the listings?
Until the item sells. Assuming that the picture is actually used in an item, it'll be up until the item sells. We also have a picture gallery, which basically, even if you upload a picture and you don't end up using it in an item, it's still in the gallery, which you can then like copy it to items later. Those items get deleted, or those pictures, if they're not actually used in an item, get deleted after like 30 days or something.
So if we want to relist something and we don't have a picture, it's also gone off your service or the service sold.
If you want to relist
can
something,
upload
then
it again.
the picture is associated with an item, and so it will, once you click relist, you will still have that picture. The only time a picture ever gets deleted is if it's not associated with any item on the site and you haven't used it.
Miss Whitaker was waiting for kind of Miller.
Miller.
Miller, I'm sorry.
They're the Whitakers.
Yeah, see, my first boo-boo of the whole 3 days. I'm sorry, y'all can beat me later.
This is for Tom regarding lighting. Tom,
Yes.
you described the name of, like this type of light and another type of light, but what is the name for the ideal lights for pictures?
Basically daylight lighting. They actually make the new fluorescent little miniature bulbs. They make them in a daylight light now. They're more expensive than the cheapo, fluorescent screw and light bulbs. The low energy ones. They make a daylight version of it. Normal outdoor film, and digital cameras are set for a color temperature of about 6,500 degrees Kelvin. It's a technical feature. Tungsten lights run at about 3,200 degrees Kelvin, which give them more on the yellow spectrum, and the fluorescents run a little higher, which give them a little greener spectrum. So the daylight bulbs, if you can buy a daylight bulb, that's your best color temperature to use. But most of the cameras have a feature built in if you put it on auto. It will do its best to adjust it to daylight. Here's one of the tricks. Every camera sensor that I've ever, even digital cameras, is set up to turn everything into what they call an 18% gray card. Photographers used to carry around a little piece of cardboard that had a gray color on it. It was called an 18% gray card because it reflected 18% of the light back in neutral colors. Your camera automatic feature is designed to turn everything into that gray card. In theory, if we took a picture of everybody in this room with all the different colors of clothing on, and we mixed all those colors together, it looked like grayish. When you take a picture of a black horse up against a white barn, camera messes up. There's too much white, little black, it turns the white barn gray. The opposite. It tries to turn everything gray. So camera will do its best to optimize the color. That's called a white setting on your camera. On the video cameras, there's a press white balance. And it's designed, you point it at something white, press a button, it'll say, okay, that's supposed to be white, and everything adjusts accordingly. So you can almost use any color temperature you want, as long as you're using the auto feature in your camera, and the camera will do a pretty good job. But to make sure, get the daylight lights. Or if you have to, mix some tungsten lights with some fluorescent lights.
To get the spectrum.
You get to fill in the spectrum, yes.
Either that or learn how to use your photo processing, because 98% now is done after the picture's taken.
Yeah.
So you can balance out a whole lot of error as long as it's bright and you got a good picture. I've found now that learning my photo processing system on the back end is where we do most of the, I mean, if you look at our pictures are fantastic. And that was the day that my partner stopped worrying about the camera and started learning the software.
Now, most of the editing software now have an automatic balance, or they'll have an eyedropper. It'll say, click on something that's supposed to be neutral. Whether it's white, gray, or black, it will get rid of a color cast for you. But you know, the important thing is do all your photos the same way. And I use that feature a lot where I record my steps to fix the color on one picture, and I apply that series of steps automatically at macro to the rest of the batch. And I can say, do every picture in this folder. And boom, 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 it's done behind the scenes. And I don't have to adjust anything except on the first picture.
If I could ask part B, the frame you were talking about with the 45-degree angles and the turning mirror, what kind of
Oh, I
store
use like the clamp-on lights that they use in garages, the silver aluminum thing, and I just clamp the lights so that they're pointed at a 45-degree angle at the object, and I try to make them equal balance, same wattage, to minimize reflections and one side being dark, one side being too light. And then it doesn't matter where you put the camera. The light, the exposure is based on the distance from the object to the lights. You can hold the camera 50 feet away, 10 inches away, it'll be the same exposure level. And the 45-degree angle is just to make the lighting look good, that's all.
And this mirror gizmo you were
Well, actually, the
talking
camera has one of those rotating LCD panels.
Oh, okay.
So I can point the camera straight down and I don't have to climb on top of the washing machine. Where I actually do it on top of my washing machine with fabric. Yeah.
I haven't had a question. I want to know from Bill and Mark, what's coming up that's going to keep us excited and into Bonanzle?
Yourself?
There's a site that I go on, and there's always something new that's being brought out, and it's always fun, exciting, you know. And so, what are you going to bring to us that's new and exciting that's going to keep us excited?
Well, I mean, we are updating pages and adding features a couple times a week, every single week. And so what will get you excited is probably different than what will get someone else excited. But chances are, if you keep coming back for a month or two, something will get you excited.
I have a question for you guys. Who can tell me what Mark's title is? His official?
Director of Happiness.
No.
I changed it.
Chief
I changed it.
Raconteur.
Catch.
Actually, you told me once today.
Director
Chief Raconteur.
You didn't know yet.
Yeah,
I
but
know.
you told us at lunch.
I changed my title recently to the Director of Happiness because it was
Right.
more motivating to me.
And where does I
I haven't got my
I'm
business
the
card yet.
social butterfly.
So-
Must have information. Seriously.
Yeah, I like that.
Mark, ask a
Yeah.
good Bonanzle trivia question real quick for me. Come on. Bonanzle trivia.
Oh, who can tell me Bill's college alum?
Oh my word.
Oh.
Mom, you cannot play. Anyone?
You remember, don't you? We were talking about this a lot.
That's correct.
Wow. That was almost too good. Okay.
I didn't hear it. What was it?
I didn't see a lot of hands.
What was the answer?
University of Washington.
You were doing so good.
What is At the Boutique's USP? What is Bonanzle's USP?
Everything.
She just happened to talk fast, yeah. beyond everything but the ordinary.